Mike Hogwood and Scott Douglas at the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. Ready now for Carolina Crusher and Gravedigger.
What can you say about Gravedigger? As we saw last week on Motor Madness, the body falling apart on him in Houston. He still holds on to the checkered flag as the champion. Remember, Gary Porter, though, flipped his truck in Houston.
He really had a hard night in Houston. Tore that truck up when he turned it over. But now they're back here in Orlando and ready to do it. We caught up with Dennis Anderson, and Dan Moriarty talked to him about that time in Houston.
Well, I tell you the truth, through a whole winter series, you actually never get caught up. Because when you thrash on the truck and you fix what you trashed, your regular maintenance goes down on the truck. Right now, we're pretty much up to snuff. Cosmetically, the truck's still not ace #1 shape like we'd like to have it. But I'd rather for it to run fast and hard before it shines, you know. So it takes both to make it, but I'm interested in winning and hanging on to my flag.
After the accident in Houston, how's the truck performing for you?
It seems to be doing good. You know, we went back home, did a lot of work to it, a lot of hours, but I think we have everything back as good as it was or better.
After something like that, how do you feel driving it again? Do you like say, you know, I kind of want to lay off it a little bit tonight?
Well, not really. You know, I guess years ago, the first time I turned one over, you know, I probably laid off of it a little bit, but, you know, I've done it so many times, you know, I'm ready to go tonight.
I think that's the way they all feel these days. You may turn it over in Houston, but back here in Orlando,
well, there's just so much on the line. So much on the line to try and win the championship. And Dennis Anderson right now in control of the point standings as we've seen. The Gravedigger leading for that $100,000 Pace Motorsports Championship point fund. But, you know, he has raced Gary Porter, I would say, more than anybody else. And these two guys have had wars over the years.
You see that checkered flag in the back? He owns the flag. That's what these guys want to take away from him. Gary Porter has had a bit of a tough season so far this year in the Carolina Crusher, and I know he'd love to get things turned around now. Out of Waitsboro, North Carolina, been in the business 13 years. But Porter is hoping that at some point this year, it's all going to turn around for him.
It's going to be interesting to see how he goes through it. He's going through a change himself. Gary has been one of the independents running up and down the road as an owner-driver. He has now sold the operation, but intends to keep running the Carolina Crusher. So the pressures of owning the team off him, he's just looking to drive and win. And again, he wants to get that checkered flag back from Gravedigger. The checkered flag signifies who won the last Motor Madness event on TNN.
Gravedigger, that Chevy panel truck.
Good race.
Not a bad turn from either driver, and it's going to be Gravedigger.
Half a truck length.
But Carolina Crusher, a good run, and that fast run might get him back as a fast qualifier. His night might not be over.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt he'll be back in the second round because they're picking up the three fastest who don't win in the first round. And Gary had a great run. You see it here. Got a great shot off the hole. So he's off to a good start. Turned it very well. You know, Dennis swings a little wider, but Gary didn't lose a lot of momentum despite the tight turn. And he was there at the end, about a half a length short. Good run for the Crusher.
Was a good run for Gary Porter, one that ought to boost his spirits a bit. And there you see the checkered flag on the back of Dennis Anderson and Gravedigger. Really the fan favorite here. Listen to the crowd cheer when he won. It's incredible.
For a first round, that was one hell of a matchup.
Yeah, it was. The two Carolina boys. And, hey, the track felt pretty good. I just felt like I was slow in that turn, though. I had to slow down quite a bit. I beat Gary, but I think I caught Gary off guard. Gary can run better than that.
It was really great coming down over the tabletop to the finish was really where you took him. The thing is, though, that corner makes this track a real driver's track.
Yeah, it does, because I tell you, you got to have controlled speed coming into it. It takes you a little bit to get the feel of it, you know, so you kind of get the feel of the right lane. Well, who knows? Next time I might have to run the left lane, and heck, we'll find out, man. I'm just going to wheel that thing around there and gag on it.
Hey, early tonight we heard Bulldozer and Tom Mintz say they're going to do it all. It's going to be tough.
He's going to have to start off with a tough draw. Gunslinger gets the guns blazing for Bulldozer next.
We'll have that matchup next on Monster Jam.
All the bar-banging, two-wheel, gear-kicking action you love is coming at you as Arena Cross blasts into your town this fall. Catch three-time champion Buddy Antunez and the best Arena Cross riders in the world. Log on and get tickets now at PaceMotorsports.com.
As we talked about going to break, we got a great first-round matchup here. Gunslinger and Bulldozer. Gunslinger, of course, has been really hot lately. Been a winner a lot of times in this Monster Jam series. Scott Hartsock.
He goes up against Bulldozer. We've already documented Tom Mintz. First time out in this new truck, the former Monster Patrol driver in what he calls a 1999 Bull. But look at that engine, one of those big Keith Black Hemis. And believe me, Mintz, as he said to us before the show, he's been watching Motor Madness all year. It's killing him he hasn't been on television. He's ready to show everybody he belongs there tonight.
Look at him in the cockpit of that machine right there, huh? His heart has to be pounding. You know, his first ride in that kind of a machine.
And he's been, waiting for this all night, but he also has to go up against Gunslinger and Hartsock, who he's been watching win on Motor Madness already twice this year.
Well, Hartsock's a two-time winner. It is Bulldozer who is in the near lane.
Maiden voyage for the big Bull with Tom Mintz behind the wheel. He's looking good, but so is Gunslinger. Great race.
This is a good race. And look at the horsepower from Bulldozer. Wow. How do you like that? First time out, first time there, it is Bulldozer.
That's how you come into a race confident, Mike, when you know you've got this kind of power. We know Tom Mintz is a talented driver, as is Scott Hartsock, but watch. They're even there, and he just blows them away coming for home. Wow.
Here's Gunslinger. Not a bad run for Scott Hartsock. As he likes to say, is cocked, locked, and ready to rock. He was rocking here.
Yeah. Nothing wrong at all with that run. Got a little sideways off the turn, but at this point, he saw Mintz had pulled ahead and was just trying to do anything he could. Now we'll look at Bulldozer, Mike, and man, did he have a great run. Got through it, and here's where he just exploded. He absolutely exploded on that final jump.
Tom, how's it feel to be back?
I tell you what, it feels great out there. I was a little nervous at first, but once I left the line, it was like it's always been, I feel real good. Scott's a real good opponent, but I laid down a real nice run. I'm looking forward to the next round.
A couple guys have already said the way he took that corner, man, he looked strong.
Yeah, this thing always has cornered pretty well for me. I don't know. Get used to it running freestyle, run it like that, doing freestyle, and then, it helps you out when you're racing.
I think it's going to be fast. I hope it's going to be fast. Anyway, I'll know after I run that first round.
We're back to another U-turn turning course here. What we got is we got some good hook and clay out there. We're going to have to go ahead. We got two obstacles down the first straightaway that we have to attack. If we get over those, we get into a good sharp corner that we got to address down there, and it's a real tight corner this weekend. Once we get into that corner, we got a short straightaway to the cars. Got a pretty good ramp, so we're going to see a lot of air. When we touch off down there at the other end, we're going to really have to burp these throttles to keep the trucks down to plant the power to the finish line.
You just got to keep with it and go through the gears, and you'll finally hook up and you get the wheels going so fast. And I think the guys that really get with it right off the bat, and whoever makes the best turn out there, he's going to win, I believe.
Turn is critical. All right, our round one is complete. Let's take a look at the brackets.
Predator and Little Tiger will be going up into action in the second round. Barefoot is going to go up against Gunslinger, one of our fastest qualifiers. Gravedigger Monster Patrol, Bulldozer, and Carolina Crusher. Wow.
In other words, we got a lot more great monster truck action on the way. And also, coming up next, here's a good event for you.
It's the heart of Arena Cross and the soul of Supercross. Get ready for Ultra Cross. The Moto Stars of tomorrow are here today, and you can watch them shine this November and December. PaceMotorsports.com is the place to get tickets.
Now, before we get back to monster truck action, we've got some Pro Stadium truck highlights. This is the semifinal run. Mark Reed in the white truck and Bill Holliday in a black number 6. Watch what happens here to Mark Reed as he catches a little air and tries to make that turn. Not going to happen for him.
Once you get up on two wheels in the Pro Stadium trucks, you're pretty much done, and that gets the victory to number 6, Bill Holliday, one of the Outlaw Boggers team that came with us in Orlando.
So Bill Holliday moves on to the finals, and he will battle either Thomas White or Ken Avis.
Thomas Ray White has been a regular here on Motor Madness and had some great runs and comes away with a victory over Avis here that catapults
But
him.
I like the animals on Ken's truck.
Yeah, you do, but it will be White nonetheless going into the final.
Thomas Ray White wins, so that sets it up between Thomas Ray White and Bill Holliday. And it was... Holliday had some real problems getting going there.
Almost like he didn't see the green or forgot to hit the throttle, and White gets the early jump over the Outlaw Boggers machine. Holliday trying to come back, but Thomas Ray White's had a great winter, and he comes away a victor here.
Thomas Ray White, your winner in the Pro Stadium Trucks. Coming up, we got more monster truck action. Hang with us. It's all next on TNN's Motor Madness Monster Jam tonight from the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida.
This presentation.
And when you get that full tire print to hook in good clay, you got good hook and clay. It's going to actually drag you right down in the corner because the clay is going to actually grab that tire as you start to slow down in the corner.
Just a good wet clay. I mean, packed solid. You know you're in for wheelies. That's the thing about hook and clay. You can ride wheelies out, and it gets fun then.
It's like a good hook and clay, like it's somewhere where the tires can really get a bite on something. Pick the front wheels up, sit you back in the seat, and really get a good bite.
And when you get that full tire print to hook in good clay, you got good hook and clay.
I think we got some good hook and clay here tonight in Orlando. And Scott Hartsook and Gunslinger getting ready to do battle with Barefoot.
Well, we talked about Todd Frolick trying to shake off what's been a dismal early part of the season, really throughout the middle part of the season in terms of TNN's Motor Madness action and that battle for the share of the Pace Championship Motorsports $100,000 point fund. And you look at Frolick trying to really make a statement tonight. Gunslinger is going to be a tough opponent. He's back in because he was the fastest of our first-round losers or qualifiers, so he's back. You know, it means a lot to Frolick, as he mentioned in that first interview, Mike. Don't misunderstand that it's not a big deal because Fred Schaefer, the man who made Barefoot the team what it is here tonight with him. Todd really wants to put on a great show for him. He wants to shake off what's been going on all winter and come out strong. He looked good in the first round, but you know Gunslinger is a tough opponent.
Both drivers are focused now and preparing for their second round run. Gunslinger and Barefoot. And it's pretty even off the start. We'll see what happens in the turn.
Wow, what a jump. Barefoot caught him in the air.
That was incredible.
Wow.
Todd Frolick and Barefoot was beaten by Scott Hartsook. They were dead beaten coming out of the turn. It was a pretty good run for Gunslinger as you see him make the turn. But you know what you said about Todd Frolick and just really giving it that little extra tonight, that little bit of extra paid off. Watch this run.
That's exactly what it is, Mike, and he just sucked it up. He saw he was behind, and he has those 3 words under that hood. Keith, Black, Hemi, and a lot of heart and a lot of guts. He pulled it out.
Todd, you took Gunslinger out. He's running well this year. But you know what? I guess your confidence is coming back.
I don't know if it's that or what, but it was a good run. I'd like to see the video because I honestly thought he won. I looked over in the air, and it looked like he was ahead of me, but the officials called it at the end. I know they do the best they can, so I'll take the win.
All right, coming up now, we have Little Tiger getting ready to go up against Predator. Ryan Bartel is seemed to have a lot of confidence here tonight.
Well, he does well on the turning courses, as we've seen, and the turning courses that, as the drivers have been telling us, this one is what they call a driver's course. Bartel feels real comfortable and at home. He feels like he's got the talent to go up against these guys. He may be a little down in horsepower, but he thinks this is the kind of track he can win on. Predator, always, though, a tough competitor, and Alan Pizzo does have a lot of horses.
Alan Pizzo with a lot of experience, particularly on these type of courses. So we'll see what happens here. This should be a great one. At the bottom of your screen, that is Little Tiger. Little Tiger a little bit behind, but might make it up in the turn.
Beautiful turn by Brian Bartel. Now, how do they square up?
Old Predator had some problems. Predator did not get squared up at all. Little Tiger was perfect. Little Tiger the winner.
Got to call that one an upset. Let's watch LMP though, and you'll see what happens. He gets a nice start, and he's got the lead. But in the turn, Mike, when he comes around, he actually overturns it, and he's not squared up for the cars.
Right, and he was not able to match that throttle there for that final run to the finish, and that's what killed him. Little Tiger, the winner. Pretty smooth run for Brian Barthel.
Another look right here is the driver out of Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Barthel doesn't panic when he's behind. He can see Predators ahead of him, but he knows he's got a shot in the turn. And really, that wasn't Brian Barthel's best turn. He actually had to get off the throttle just for a bit in the turn, but he still came back to win.
And because Predator could not straighten up, that was the gave Little Tiger the win, and Brian Barthel was a great champion here.
He's in the semis now.
All right, Brian, you got Todd Froelich, barefoot in the semifinals. How's that feel?
It's a little eerie. This is the best field of trucks I've had a chance to run with all year. I've been doing a bunch of smaller deals for pace, and this is the first time I got to go with all the big boys.
Well, guess what? When you make the semifinals with the big boys, you're doing something right, Brian.
Yeah, it's a driver's course, and luckily tonight's my night to drive.
How's she holding up?
It's holding up real good. Just pour some fuel in it and get ready for the next round.
You feel like you can do a good job out here? Better than you've done already? I mean, you've already taken down 2 top contenders. You got Froelich next.
Yeah, like I said, Todd's tough. I'm just going to give him everything I got, and hopefully I can outdrive him, because he'll out-horsepower me, but I can maybe outdrive him.
Being your 3rd race of the night, are there things you've learned about the course that you have to use this race?
Yeah, the corners are getting real tore up and real bumpy, and the turns getting real hard to make.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Congrats to Little Tiger making it to the semifinals. Coming up, how about Grain Digger and Monster Patrol? That's a showdown you won't want to miss. And that's coming up next right here on TNN's Motor Madness Monster Jam.